Well, we've got the opening round of the NASCAR Wheeling Euro Series here from Circuit Ricardo Tormo, the EuroNASCAR Pro Division, heading out shortly onto track for the NASCAR Grand Prix of Spain, which is being held with a restricted number of fans in the circuit this weekend. The teams and the mechanics have all been busy preparing for what is going to be an enthralling, an exciting and a very competitive 2021 championship season. Many familiar faces returning to the championship, but others that didn't compete in the pandemic-affected 2020 season do return for a full campaign in 2021. The sun is shining, however it's a little bit chilly here in Valencia as the cars start to nudge their way out of the garages. Let's just remind you of the format of racing that we have in the NASCAR Wheeling Euro Series. There are 2 championships, there'll be 4 races over the weekend. EuroNASCAR Pro for the professional drivers, EuroNASCAR 2 for the young and the amateur drivers, and each of those categories will have 2 races, each over the course of a busy old weekend. The circuit itself is named after the 2x 50cc motorcycle world champion Ricardo Tormo, a native of Valencia. The big 650-metre straight allows the cars to really stretch their legs and reach the highest speed that they will all season. And for the EuroNASCAR Pro drivers, they will be competing for 18 laps of the 4-kilometre course. In the qualifying session that took place in the morning, it was Loris Hazemans at the wheel of the number 7 Hendricks Ford that put the car onto pole position. Let's hear from the pole sitter.
We saw yesterday in the free practice that the warmer the track was getting, the more the times were going up. So we decided, or I basically decided 10 minutes before the qualifying, I said, let's go right at the beginning when the track is the coolest and try to take advantage of that. And so far it seems to have worked out really well.
So you'll be on the pole position. The first turn is crucial for that race. So what's your strategy there?
I mean, I always say there is not much strategy. You can always plan 10 different thousand scenarios and then there will always be a different one. I think it's just being alert, being concentrated and racing smart, thinking about also the long term and about the championship.
Wise words from Loris Hazemans, the 2019 EuroNASCAR Pro champion. He will sit there on pole position. He's got 3 times and reigning champion Alain Day for company alongside him on the front row of the grid. Row 2 of the grid is Gianmarco Ercoli and Nicola Rocca, and it's Vittorio Garelli, the reigning EuroNASCAR 2 champion, stepping up this year, who's got Tomo Ferrando for company on row number 3. Buckle up, everybody. We go green for the first time in EuroNASCAR Pro this year. Loris Hazemans and Alain Day side by side up towards Aspar at turn number 1, but Alain Day, the reigning champion, is on the outside line and has to give room to Loris Hazemans, and now needs to try and close the door to prevent Gianmarco Ercoli trying to squeeze his way through. But Alain Day has taken up the lead of the race with that wider line around the outside. It did work. Hazemans a little bit sideways coming off the corner, and now it is Gianmarco Ercoli side by side with Nicola Rocca for DF1 Racing in his Chevy, fighting over 3rd and 4th in the early stages. But Alain Day has got the jump here on the pole sitter and is looking to try and break away, having moved over from PK Carsport, where he claimed his 3rd championship last season, back to familiar territory in Cal Racing, who he claimed his first 2 championships with. The lead 2 getting away. Nicola Rocca, the Italian, under pressure from his fellow countryman. A brief locked break there from the Roman as he turns his way in towards the left-hander. We're side by side further back by the look of things. Vittorio Garelli and Tomo Ferrando going at it for what would be 5th and 6th places. Up towards the braking area for the next of the right-handers. Tomo Ferrando trying a wide line round the outside of Vittorio Garelli. Jacques Villeneuve going wheel to wheel with Giorgio Maggi. But Vittorio Garelli is at the front of this enormous queue of cars, everybody nose to tail, and in the case of several of them, side by side as they head through the corners. But Garelli doing a really good job, the reigning EuroNASCAR 2 champion, of hanging on to the position at the moment, despite this ever-increasing queue of cars. He runs a little bit wide, though, there, coming out of Aspar turn number 1, as Jacques Villeneuve dives up the inside of Tomo Ferrando to steal the place away. Now needs to close the door on Vittorio Garelli. I think Villeneuve is just about going to hang on to it. Tomo Ferrando goes wheel to wheel with what will be Giorgio Maggi, and it looks as though the Frenchman at the wheel of the number 1 car manages to hang on to the place. The number 42 car, that's Luigi Ferreira returning to the championship, almost trying to sneak up the inside of the number 18 Hendricks Ford there in the hands of the Swiss driver Maggi. And now it looks as though Tomo Ferrando is on the attack, trying to nip up the inside of the former Formula 1 world champion Jacques Villeneuve, who is having nothing of it at the wheel of his number 5 machine, wants to hang on to the place. In towards the braking area at turn number 11. We go on board this time with Giorgio Maggi, former runner-up in the EuroNASCAR 2 championship from a couple of seasons ago, trying to chase down Tomo Ferrando, who lies ahead. can hear that 5.7 litre engine working hard. Problems though for Giorgio Maggi there. There was a puff of smoke from the front corner, and I think, yeah, his car's got problems. Maggi is out of the race. All of a sudden the car has slowed, and that is such a disappointment for Giorgio Maggi, who had a very difficult season in 2020 as well, which didn't really go the way he would have wished. Jacques Villeneuve still fighting away with Tomo Ferrando. Tomo Ferrando tried to get the run as they headed towards the braking area for Aniel Nieto, but Villeneuve using all of that experience to close the door to try and prevent the 23-year-old from working his way through. As for Loris Hazemans, well, he is now right up onto terms with Alan Day for the battle for the lead of the race. In towards the braking area for Doohan now come. It's still the Monster Energy-backed machine in the hands of the Israeli that leads, the man from the Netherlands, sitting there in second position. These are the only two drivers in the EuroNASCAR Pro field this weekend that have previously won a race around this circuit. For Alan Day, he's had 5 wins. For Loris Hazemans, he's just had a single win, and that was the very last race of the 2020 season. In towards the braking area for turn number 11, nice and neat and tidy. Loris Hazemans almost pushing the rear bumper of Alan Day. All of the time whilst they slow each other up. Don't rule out the fact that Gianmarco Ercoli in the yellow and black Cal Racing machine might be able to close in on the lead pair. In towards the braking area for turn number 14, Adrian Campos. Alan Day still leading the race. Wood's a little bit wide there coming out of the corner, as does Gianmarco Ercoli. Need to be careful you don't run wide too many times. As we now are on board with Loris Hazemans trying to hunt down the leader and, of course, the current champion. Nice, neat and tidy line through Aspar. Alan Day runs wide again, and that's opened the door for Hazemans. Alan Day instantly closes off the opportunity for Hazemans to sneak his way through on the inside. So Hazemans tries the outside, and if he makes it through turn number 3, he'll have the inside line for Nico Tirol, which is turn number 4. And Hazemans here, I think, might take up the lead of the race. Yeah, he takes up the lead of the race. Alan Day trying round the outside, still hugely keen to not give up the lead, but I think the inevitable is going to happen. And now Alan Day needs to focus his efforts on keeping Gianmarco Ercoli behind, because he is trying to sneak his way through ahead of his teammate, and he's managed to do it. Ercoli gains the place on Alan Day, and Day, who was leading at the beginning of the lap, is now down into 3rd position. Fantastic stuff, pure racing. Alan Day now round the outside at Bernard Martinev. If he can make that stick, that might give him the inside line for the next couple of little kinks. They go side by side through 9. Day's then got the inside line for 10 and turn number 11. And Alan Day, is he going to go from 1st to 2nd to 3rd and back to 2nd? Yes, he is. Wonderful stuff. Great racing from the Israeli. The most successful driver we've ever had in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. He at the moment has got 24 career wins and 3 championships under his belt, and is now looking to try and hunt back down for the lead of the race, Loris Hazemans. In towards the braking area for Adrian Campos. There you go. This is a great little fight that we've got going on. This is Luigi Ferreira coming under pressure from Luca Lasser. Luca's a double former champion with the number 64 car, as we go on board with the 42-year-old Frenchman trying to hunt down the Italian that lies ahead. Through Champieros, a little bit of contact there. Luigi Ferreira just got a little bit loose, I think, and that allowed Luca Lasser to close in on him. And now Luca's trying to sneak his way up the inside to gain the place, yet the door's open. Through goes Luca Lasser, gains the place. Luigi Ferreira loses a position, and queuing up behind him is the next of the cars, which is the number 69 car in the hands of the Dutchman, Sebastian Bleekie-Molen, who is now over the start-finish line, trying to gain the place as well. Can the Ford sneak through and ahead of the Shadow? Yes, he does. Place gained for Sebastian Bleekie-Molen. Another place lost, I'm afraid, for Luigi Ferreira. Now, the battle for 2nd position has still been raging whilst we've been looking at the squabbles further down through the field. Alan Day and Gianmarco Ercoli both pushing each other to the very limits. Remember, they both run out of the same stable. They're both from Cal Racing. Ercoli runs wide again, and now he's looking to try and take a wide sweep in towards Doohan. Can he cut back on the exit and up the inside of his teammate? Well, no, Alan Day was wise to that, but these two now are squabbling. They are slowing each other up, and it's allowing, isn't it, the race leader, Loris Hazemans, to break away in the lead. Ercoli again looking to try and grab the inside opportunity to take 2nd place away from Alan Day, and it looks as though, yeah, the Italians made it stick. You wouldn't think they were teammates. They are pushing each other to the very limit, and they're slowing each other up, and it's allowing the Chevy of Nicola Rocca from DF1 Racing to begin to close in. There he goes, look, the red and white car Luca Lasser looking to see whether he can do anything with Jacques Villeneuve, but I don't think he's quite going to have the momentum. Villeneuve then just doesn't quite grab the apex at Aspar, and that's now going to allow Luca Lasser up the inside as they head in towards the braking area for Douin. Villeneuve will not make it easy, tries to squeeze the Frenchman, but the inevitable happens. Through goes Luca Lasser, gains the position. Jacques Villeneuve loses out. Now, no matter where you look in the field, there are battles going on, and about the only person that hasn't got anybody to play with at the moment is that man there, Loris Hazemans, with the squabbling that's been going on for second and third place. It's just allowed Loris Hazemans to open up a small advantage between himself and Gianmarco Ercoli, and as he turns his way out of the final corner up towards the checkered flag, Loris Hazemans claims the win. Gianmarco Ercoli will finish second on the road, but has been given a time penalty, so he will drop to third in the standings, which promotes Nicola Rocca up to second overall. So for the 8th time in his EuroNASCAR career, Loris Hazemans heads towards victory lane. Let's hear from our race winner.
Yeah, it definitely was. Made it a little bit more excited than it should have been right at the start. So Alan managed to pass me by. He had a really, really good start. I thought initially I had too, but then I saw Alan pass me, so clearly I didn't. Then it was a really good fight. I think we had a pretty hard but fair battle. I was able to overtake him then after a few laps, and from there on out it was still really pushing because Gianmarco Ercoli was really, really quick in the number 54 car, but just managed to keep the gap. Tried to spare the tires. Hopefully I didn't damage them too much, but overall happy with the result.
So congratulations to our race winner, Loris Hazemans, on the top step of the podium at Valencia. In the other categories in EuroNASCAR Pro, the junior category went the way of Gianmarco Ercoli from Tomo Ferrando and Ulysse Delso. And in the Challenger Trophy, in his first weekend in EuroNASCAR, Andrea Nori came through to grab the win.